fight when I'm just trying to be the love of your life? Why would I wanna fight with you when I'm fighting with myself all the damn time? Too much.
But we make sure they see the sun. Goodbye, moon man.
Can't stand it.
Run for shoddy, call him Ed Sheeran, he in love with my body. Get into it, yo. Pop out with a truck. Get into it, yo. If you got a touch, I said get into it, yo. And if she ain't got a butt, I forget get into it, yo. And I said I just got a ball, get into it, yo. Pop out with a truck, get into it, yo. If you go to church, get into it, yo. If she ain't got a butt, forget get into it, yo. Y'all need to get into the drip like a piranha. Y'all need to get into my drip like y'all need water. I mean, it's only head to toe, Balenciaga. I mean, y'all bitches better, y'all like Ariana. If they ever
sonata, a waltz with another, but inside I'm still stuck on you. How do you let go of a lover when all is said and done? To love her, so why don't you tell me the truth? Why does it feel so empty? Tonight seems so tempting to reach out and touch for the skies. I hope you realize and take me by your side.
I'm going to show you my top 5 tips for cardboard crafting. Just make sure you save this post because you're definitely going to want to come back and remember these. Okay, tip number 1, the inside out box. See all these labels? Those are really hideous, but all you have to do is cut open your box, find the edge where it's glued together, open it up, turn your box inside out, and glue it back together. That's it. Glue the bottom, throw a present in, and voila. Make one of these. Tip number 2, removing the top layer of a piece of cardboard. I just use a regular old pencil here and stuff it in between the layers to remove the top layer. You want to do it on both sides of the cardboard, and then it should peel off like this. Tip number 3, you can make these really cool strips of paper from that crafting paper that you just made. You just use white glue on the corrugated edges of your cardboard and then cover it with these strips. It makes your final product look nice and smooth like this. Speaking of smooth, if you score 2 cuts about a 1/4 inch apart from one another halfway through your cardboard, you should be able to remove that piece in between them really easily, and your cardboard folds nicely like this and gives you a smooth edge. Tip number 5, don't forget these cool cardboard tubes. You can do so many great things with them. Just don't forget to save this post for later.
After making my crystal moon shelf with cardboard and paper mache, I wanted to make another one, but this time in the shape of a leaf. This one is for my friend who is a huge nature buff. So I started off the same by creating the shape using cardboard, PVA glue and tape, and then I just paper mache'd the whole thing. I wanted to paint this one a little bit differently than my moon shelf, so I started off with just a white undercoat so then I could build some colours over the top of that. I wanted this one to be green, like a leaf obviously, so I mixed up a few different colours and started painting and experimenting with different textures. I always do my experimenting on the back because that's what's going to sit against the wall, so it's kind of a good opportunity to play around, and then when I'm happy with the effects and the colours, I can then do the front, which is going to sort of be the main focus. In saying that, I started off with a really bright green, which I thought looked hideous, but I did have this other kind of olive green paint, so I painted over the really bright green with that, and I think it looks much better. It kind of gives it more of a natural green tone rather than fluoro green. But then I did go over the top of this with just some brighter and some dark colours just to kind of give it a little bit more texture like I'd done on the back. I then wanted to add that same darker tone that I had on the back and the sides just to the very front of the shelves where the leaf veins are, which I think gives a really cool contrast with the light green that's on the inside of the shelves. And then the next step was to add the hardware so that we could hang it on the wall. And I just got this from my local hardware store. They're just picture frame hangers. And I just nail it in and use a little bit of super glue just to double reinforce as well. This project is so easy to do, and you can do it just by using stuff you have at home. If you're taking inspiration from this, please tag me or stitch this video. I'd love to see what you create.